go down, I'm moving. I got an interesting little airsoft item for you today. This is the FN Herstal P90 produced by Cybergun. And these are actually pretty affordable. So you're looking for a P90, but you don't want something that's going to break the budget, or you're new into airsoft looking for that first item to pick up. These are pretty good to go with, as they're not that expensive, and they actually run pretty well. I'm pretty impressed with this, actually. So there's two packages. There's just the P90, or you can get the starter package, which will give you a basic charger. It has no LED on it. It's really as basic as you can get. And then it will come with a battery, just like that. Pretty wide stick. It'll just slide right into the back of the stock. So if you're just starting out, I would recommend getting the entire package. If you already have this stuff, then I would just get the P90, because this stuff's just, it's not like really high end. It's just enough that you can get by, but it'll do the job. So the other thing I would get as well for this is a red dot, because these sights on here, as you can see, is just the rail's been cut in. That's it. That's the ion sights. So they'll really hold to aim with. So I'd go ahead and get a red dot. This is the Avengers red dot. It's really cheap, but does the job. You just slide out the door here on the side. This moves. Goes over the top, and you clamp it in. So that one's really easy to put on. It's affordable. And if you're looking for one of these, you're probably looking for something within your budget. So that's a pretty affordable red dot. I can link one of those down below for you. There's other red dots that might be better suited for you, as this does have a riser rail. And if you look, you got pretty big difference from barrel to sight. So you might want one that's a little closer to the barrel that does not have a riser. I use a helmet, so I want as much rise as I can get. Sight difference is kind of a problem on this in CQB areas, as I found a lot of times where I'll go after a target, they'll have some wood cover here or wood barrier, and then they'll be sitting on top, shooting back. I will tend to hit the wood, yet my target will be right in my sight, because the barrel to sight difference is set so high of a difference that I'm going to hit that wood. If you use this at range, your BB is going to be right on target. So if you use this close up, you're going to have an issue with that. Use this at range like a rifle, not going to be a problem. So you're going to want to use this more at range and do that. Other than that though, it runs pretty good. The FPS is running a little high, but for outdoors, that's just perfect. I'm actually really surprised. This has a really high FPS for some reason. I'll go ahead and give you the chrono test now so you can look at that. P90 on 0.25s. 345.5. 347. 348. 353. 350. 352. 353. 350. 346, 349, 353, 350, 348, 352, 349. Yeah, so this is running really hot. No idea why. I could not tell you. I did take the gearbox out, but I didn't open it. They probably put a heavy spring in there. I have no idea. But it could also be the barrel, as the barrel length is like as long as the gun. Because the barrel actually goes down to right here, is where the barrel ends. I take the P90 mag out here. You can see that's where the BBs load. So your barrel goes down to right here. It's got a pretty good length of a barrel for P90. I still don't think it should have 400 FPS though. I have no idea how it's running that, especially at its price point. Because this is a cheap gun. It's not an expensive gun at all, yet somehow it runs really hot. So if you're using this outdoors on the field or for milsims, it's set up pretty good for you. The accuracy is a little It's not like pinpoint accurate. It's going to have a little bit of a grouping. But I mean, you're getting 400 FPS for a pretty standard price point of a gun. So really can't complain though. The selector switch on this did break after like, I think it was 2 games, I want to say. And it no longer can run semi-auto anymore. It's only full. This thing can only run full auto now. No semi. Before when it walked, you actually didn't have to switch this dial to change your semi to full auto. If you just pulled the trigger halfway, it would shoot semi, and all the way back would be full auto. So that was a pretty cool little feature up until it broke. To access your gearbox, you just push this button right here. You just push that down, and then slide this forward, just like that. So your barrel comes off, there's your hop-up unit. So if you wanted to change out your barrel or your hop-up, get a little better accuracy and range, you can easily do that. This whole top is metal, by the way. That's all metal. To access the gearbox and your battery port, that's in the back in the stock here. There's a button right there on the bottom. You push that down. Cap comes off. And that's where your battery goes. Right in there. Now there's a screw on the left side. And there's a screw on the right side. You take both of those out. And this plate in here will just fall right out. And your gearbox will slide out along with it. So there's just 2 screws holding the gearbox in. And that's it. So it's really easy to take this thing apart. So if you want to swap your spring out, it's not too difficult to do if you know a little bit about tech work. And to put it back together, you just take your front, slide it out and under, push that little button down, and then press it in. Just like that. Really easy to take apart. It's honestly one of the easiest airsoft items to take apart that I've ever dealt with. For magazines, this is a little difficult to carry, as they do have quite a bit of length to them. They're about the size of a ruler, so they're almost 12 inches from what I remember. So they all kind of a pain to carry. You're going to want some P90 mag pouches to carry these. There's a couple options online for P90 mags. There's ones like this that comes with the P90. This one's just a bit clearer. This runs 70 rounds. It's a mid-cap. You can see your BBs in here to check how many you have left. You just take it out and look at the bottom. So this runs 70 rounds as a mid-cap. If you want more ammo, you can buy one of these. This is a Krytac P90 mag. This can carry 200 or it can carry 50. You can change your setting right there by that switch to select if you want 50 rounds in it or if you want 200. The reason they did that is for if you're running out of milsim and they only want you to have realistic size ammo. But nice thing with the Krytacs is you can actually see how much ammo you have, because the BBs would be right here. And as you shoot them out, it will slowly dwindle down. And you can check how much ammo you have left and actually see how much ammo you have left. Unlike these, you have to pull them out and then look at the bottom. And they don't carry as much ammo, but they look really cool. Unlike these ones where they don't really have any cool looks or style to them. These ones are practical. These ones look cool. So it depends on what you want. What I did is I bought 2 spares of these. So I got 3 of them. And then I bought this one as a backup. So when I run out of these, I put this in and I have 200 rounds. So I use that as an emergency mag. These do cost about the same price as these though. And they have a lot more rounds in them. So it kind of depends if you want more style or if you want practicality. These are practical. Those are more for looks. Depends on what you're looking for. Now for this, I would recommend getting a sling like this. This is a 1-point sling. There's no front point on this. You can buy one it put it on though. I just run mine as a single point sling. This has a little clip on it. I can link one just like this on though as well down below. Evac's got a couple of them. I don't remember which one I specifically have, but you can go through, pick the one you like. I like this one as it has the one clamp, so I can just take my gun off completely. Don't have to deal with the sling. Or I can just unclamp the sling entirely from the top. Like that. So these ones are really nice. These 1-point slings with the clamps. Definitely good ones to get. Your hop up is right down there. It's got a little door on the bottom. You just slide it. It's right there. It's like a little wheel. Little kind of like a wheel dial type. Pretty easy to change. It's not too difficult. Your magazines just go straight in. And you just slap them down. Take them out. It's these two sides right here. There's two buttons on the side to take them out. And then you have this charging handle on both sides, as it's left or right-handed. So if you're left-handed, this will work for you. Most people are right-handed, but it is left or right. So if you're looking for a left-hand item, which is very hard to find, as not a lot of airsoft items are made for left hands. This one's actually suited for left hands, so that works out great. Overall, I have really no issues with this. The mags are kind of hard to carry. The selector switch broke in like 2 games. But that's more of a P90 issue than a Cybergun issue. Even the Tokyo Marui P90s, the selector switch breaks too, from what I hear. I haven't owned one, but from what I've seen online, those as well break. So P90s just, they're not the best design, personally, especially with the barrel to sight. But it is very fun to use. It is kind of cool having a little top reload item for sure. So it's fun to use. But there's a reason that a lot of people don't use the P90. Because it's a little more impractical than like an AR. M4 is going to be more practical than a P90 any day. But M4s are pretty practical in general. So, but this is really affordable. It shoots really well. I mean, for as cheap as it is pretty amazing. I mean, I have no idea how it shoots as hard as it does. I've used this on fields as my backup with my M249. And I've had players think that I had my M249 when I was using this thing. Because it shoots as hot as my M2 does. It's not as accurate, but it does shoot as hot as it. So it's pretty impressive. I have no idea how it does that. Because we were doing, so on my field we do a thing called bunker defense, where we have a little concrete building. You have a team in there that's trying to hold it out, and then you have another team attacking that building. I left the M2 inside of that building, and I had this with me. The round before I used the M249, and the second round I used this. There's a sniper in the building, which was Savage, that's on the channel. He was in there with his sniper rifle, and I was able to reach him pretty good range. So he thought for sure I had the M249. But then he scopes at me and sees me running with this thing, which is just literally as big as my phone, and it has some crazy range. I have no idea if they just put a heavy spring in it, and that's how it does it. But it's got some stupid range for as cheap of an item it is. So you're playing outdoors, you need something that's affordable, get one of these. Because they actually do, they shoot really stinking good. But you're going to be locked in full auto. So if your field does not allow full auto typically, probably won't work for you. But most fields allow full auto on some machine guns. And this thing has as much range as a rifle. So I would go with one of these if you look for something to start out with. Look at picking up one of these Cybergun FN Herstals. or if you just want a P90. If you want to see gameplay of this, I do have some gameplay videos on my channel, so go ahead and check those out. Anyways, guys, hope you've enjoyed taking a look at this, as it is really cool. Definitely fun to use. I'll see you all in the next one. I appreciate all the support. Take care.
If I want some peace or if I want the glory, yeah. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring, just want a life that is worth every day exploring, My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to